Welcome back, everyone. This is Carol Lauren Clary, Divine Woman Empowerment Inspirational Talk, right here on your favorite TV channel, which is Global Conference Television. I am so excited about today because today we've got an awesome woman in the house who is Gabisile Tshabalala. That is our favorite TV presenter, actor. My God, let me not further continue with this, but let's welcome this beautiful girl. This not a girl, a woman.
Authentic.
Hey! Oh yes, correction. Authentic woman. Thank you for joining us in studio today on Divine Woman Empowerment Inspirational Talk. My goodness, I've been chasing her. I've been chasing her, like literally. Thank you so much. It's only by the ordained time that you are here.
That's true.
To give us a quick mellow from where Gabisile started, what's Gabisile about, what's Gabisile currently doing, what she was still about to do. So,
where did I start? I started back in 2009. So next year's my 10th year in the industry.
My goodness!
Yeah. Yeah, I started in 2009. I started with acting, of course. And I was also acting at the State Theatre. I was acting, singing and dancing. I was doing traditional dance. And I was pretty good at it, but it depended which tradition I was doing.
I was just about to ask.
No, because we had to do all. We needed to do Zulu dance, Pedi dance, all the dances. Yeah, we needed to know all of that. I was bad with Zulu dance. I don't know why, but I think I was good with Pedi and Tswana. Anyways, that's when I started, and then I started with my first TV gig was Olampenchi.
Hey.
Yeah. And I actually got nominated for that character, for the SAFTAs. Yeah. It was my very first character, and I remember when I started in the industry, I prayed about it, and I was like, I'm entering into something that is very new in my life. I've never done this before, and I don't know what fame feels like. So God, keep me as humble as I don't know what, as a pie. Yes. So I prayed about that, and I was like, and I want to be nominated for this. So when the nomination came, I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay.
As you shall receive.
Yeah, of course. Knock, the door shall be open. So the door was open, and I was like, okay, yeah, I saw this coming. And then I got into, I acted until 2014, end of 2014. Then I fell pregnant in 2015. That's when I left Scandal and gave birth 2015, and then I went back into acting in 2016, but that's when I was doing the Mzansi Magic movies and all of that. And 2017 I started presenting. That was my very first time. I started presenting, and then 2018 now I'm presenting and doing music and doing radio as well.
Okay, so you started to get into the acting industry.
Yeah.
And I believe one of your big breaks, besides the first one, was Scandal, because I love watching you doing the Scandal move.
Yeah. I think, it wasn't my biggest. It was the longest. And I think I think my biggest was Intersections.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on Intersections the first season. And I also went on Generations. Generations actually broke my virginity of soapies.
My goodness.
Yeah, I was on Generations for like a month. And I shot for a month. And then I went to Scandal. In fact, the time I got Scandal, I got Generations as well at the same time. And it was weird because I was doing a kiddies show, and I don't know, I think the devil was like, you know how it is, like from acting, now you're doing a kiddies show, you present. Yeah, I actually started presenting then. I was doing a kiddies show, and I was like, God, this sucks, hey. From Intersections to doing a kiddies show, what is this? And the minute I started appreciating it and saying thank you, that's when he blessed me with more. Because I got 2 jobs, 2 soapies at the same time. And they were willing to wait for me to shoot. Because I was shooting Generations first. I was supposed to shoot Scandal, and then they were like, no, we'll wait for you to finish and then come. So, yeah.
I am so excited about it because I know getting into the acting industry is not is a competitive one as well, especially when you move, when people get you, when you get a small role, and then those who are in big roles can see the threat, and those that are in a small role, they're like, oh my God, this one is coming. She's about to break ground. And I remember watching you on Scandal. It was, I mean, Scandal is still popular, but that time for me, it was the popular type of thing. And because I liked things. I was always around ETVs, ETVs. You know, those fun tours that you guys used to do, and then I was always, and that's when like, you know what, this is something awesome. And I guess this was the first time I met you guys.
When you sent me that picture, I was like, how? Do we know each other from back then?
That was around what, 2014? 2014. My God. So it's really been a long time. So you've been growing throughout this. You've been literally been growing out this. And when you felt pregnant, and that's when you exited Scandal. How was that for you? I mean,
it was a bit difficult, but when I remembered what I asked God for, it's what I got. Because before I even started doing soapies, I remember having a conversation with some actor that I was with on Generations. I was like, when I start doing soapies, I don't want to be there for more than 2 years. It was exactly 2 years, when I stopped. And I remember I was like, God, okay, the power of the tongue.
I was just about to say the power of the tongue.
It was exactly 2 years. I started with Scandal, January I finished. 2 years.
My goodness.
Yeah, God just caused something there. Like, okay, you said 2 years, let me do this and go. And I left. And I remember when I left, I was like, I need to come back with a bang. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to change my hair color because people haven't seen me for a long time. I'm going to gym. I'm going to come back with this body, all of that stuff. And it went the opposite direction. I mean, I came back as a musician. I came back as a presenter. I came back as a radio DJ. So it's completely new. It like everything that I'm doing now, people haven't seen me do.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. It actually brings you out of your box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it has started at a young age.
Yeah.
It's now forming into, you know, when you say it's a season now.
Yeah.
Your season for acting is on pause right now.
Yeah.
You are now into the music, into the presenting, into the DJ, and on being on stage and just doing what you love. Let your voice now literally be heard. Clearly we heard the voice of the acting. Now we're hearing the singing.
The singing voice,
So how did the breaking get down into the singing? I believe you got a single now.
Yes, I do. I've always sang. I mean, I was doing performing at the State Theatre. So I was singing, dancing and acting. And I was like, okay. And the characters that I played, I think I played 3 characters that were musicians.
Wow.
So I was singing, but it wasn't as big as now. And and I was like, okay, music, try it out, just do it. Like, I've been scared. I've been so scared. I don't know scared of what, but I think now, because I've discovered myself, I was like, what are you scared of?
Yes.
Yeah, and I went for it. I was like, just do it, man.
So what's your current single all about now?
It's all about love. It's about being happy again. It's called Nyaqwala Ngawe, and I did it with, it was produced by Big Dreams, Sandile. Yes, and then I was featured by Dino Bravo.
Awesome.
So yeah, he's like he's not a house DJ. He's a DJ. He plays every song, and yeah, so it's about love, and I wrote it with Sandile, and because we both went through a divorce, and I'm married again.
I'm gonna get to that now.
We both went through a divorce, and we found happiness. He's like, so why not write a song about us? And I was like, okay, let's try it. Then we did it, and it's a Kwaito track, and yeah, just talks about being happy again and finding love again.
Pull a number for us then. Let the ladies, yeah.
Not with this voice.
Come on, man.
They must go on to Google Store and just get my song there. That's it.
Oh my gosh, it just didn't just go. Like, we're trying to get some entertainment here. Like, literally, like,
my voice is gone. Like, I haven't been resting. Yeah, so it's not gonna be the best.
That means she has to come back to do for us a live, like something live, what's on about the love, because we all want to be in that love section.
Yeah.
So Getting on to the point where you say you were married before, and you got remarried. Give us the melody, because some of us need to get some tips on that department. How when you fall and you get back up.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I got married at a young age. I was 21. And yeah, I've always wanted to get married, and I was like, why waste time? Why jolly? Let's just do this thing. And the guy married me, and I guess we were both young, because I think now, because I've grown, I could see the mistakes that I did.
Okay.
And in the beginning, I was blaming him only, like, no, he was bad, he was doing this, he wasn't sleeping home. But because now I'm older and I'm wiser, I can see that I could have made a difference. Yeah, instead of fighting him, I could have done a lot actually to change him. And yeah, and then when we divorced, I knew I was going to get married again, so I wasn't worried. But there was a point where I was like, yo, where do I find a man again? Do I go to a club? Do I go to church? What do I do when I get there? Do I say, hey, let's date? Like, yeah, but God sent someone into my life, and we're happy.
And you married for how long now?
We're married for 2015, 16, 17, 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
And you've got one?
We've got one child together, and then he blessed me with an extra 3. So it was buy one, get 3 free. So I've got 4 children. I've got 4 children all in all, and I want more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, twins.
Yeah.
And doctor, while you at it, oh my man, don't watch it. But you know what? Let me not like you say. Let's not limit God though, because as we spoken of, so I'll just have to accept that department.
Yes.
Plus one and plus one, which is great though, because I love the fact that you say you've got 4 kids.
Yeah.
You accept them as your own.
Yeah.
You love them as your own.
Yeah.
Because if there is going to be a division and like, no, they've got their mom, they've got the what, it's going to cause automatically situations.
It didn't come easy. I mean, in the beginning it was like that, and I was like, I mean, I wasn't even a mom before I became a mom. So I was like, can they go to their mother? Like, what am I going to do with all these kids? Like, God, I'm still young. I want to have fun. So please take them to their mom. But because I had my grandmother, who is a very wise woman,
Awesome.
she's like, no, don't do that. If you want to be happy in your marriage, keep them. And yeah, you eliminate so many things. There's no baby mama drama. There's no, hey, you don't look after my children, or, it's just, they mine, and I don't want them to go.
Oh my God, that is so amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, it really, I mean, at this age that you are, this young, you're still young, you're still booming.
Yeah.
And you made that great decision to say, I'm taking them as my own.
Yeah.
And it grows you even more deeper as a woman.
Definitely. I mean, I thought about it when my child was born. I was like, she's blessed, because then she's not going to get bored.
That's a good way.
Yes, I'm like,
Comforting and taking it over yourself.
yes. I was like, she's not going to get bored. She's got people who are going to look after her. And I mean, I'm not going to be alive forever. I need to go to heaven at some point. So I'm like, when I leave, she's got people that will look after her. So let me love them so that she can have that security.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because if I reject them now, what's going to happen when I leave? And what I'm doing now is planting a seed in her life as well. To say that, like I say, I'm not going to be alive forever. So I want that when I leave this earth, there will be another mother, who hopefully God doesn't take me at a young age. There will be another mom that will say, I will take you because your mom did this.
And because of, like you said, the positive seed that you sowed.
Yes, so we sow. We always sowing, so we must be careful what we sow.
What you sow.
Yes, because it always goes to our kids.
My goodness. I am so like I'm enjoying this interview. I'm enjoying this interview, and when we had an event called I'm an Authentic Woman, and Gabisile was one of our, she turned from being a speaker to a MC, and she blew the place up. she blew the place up, which was an amazing event.
Yeah, that was.
It was one of the best events that Divine Woman Empowerment has ever hosted.
Like, I'm even getting chills right now.
It was one of the best, and ever since then, this woman has been on an authentic drive.
Definitely.
Shooting.
My life changed from that time, from that moment. And like, we prayed the night before over the phone. And like I said, every time I talk to you on the phone, it'd be fine. As soon as you hang up and send me messages like, so are you coming? I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood. But then I started discovering that this is more spiritual than anything else. So I felt like the devil was blocking me from getting my breakthrough, because immediately after that, things just opened up. Like everywhere I go, like I discovered myself. I discovered that I'm authentic. I am.
You completely
that.
will.
Yeah.
You definitely. And what I love about the Authentic Woman campaign is that I was even saying that the next one, I want it to be, it's a life changing.
Yeah.
It's a life changing. It's a destiny opener. What's been blocked in in women's destinies, it just starts opening up. Because I've been seeing.
That's what it was.
I've been seeing you just shooting from one level to another level. I'm like, every time when I check her on my timeline, this woman is somewhere presenting words and everything.
I know, it's crazy.
I don't want to look at how your December calendar is going to look like. Like, Lord.
It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Like, Authentic Woman needs to go. Like, people need to see it. They need to experience it.
They literally do need to experience it, because I remember I sat at home and like I was explaining that the word authentic just came.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this?
Yeah.
And then I just started planning and plotting it and planning and plotting it. And the next best thing, I went through so much. Then I realized, like, oh my goodness, the people that are coming, there's a shift going to happen.
Yeah.
And after that, it's going to be, even on the day of the event, there was...
Yo, that day. That day was something else.
It went completely ballistic. But look at
We needed to go live on that day, actually. I think for the next one, we need to go live. They need to see what happens. So those who cannot make it there, they need to see it on the videos or something. I don't know, but they need to experience that.
I would definitely let the producers, like, we have to work out on it and let them see what happens.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, I'm looking at you now. You glowing, you bubbling.
I'm authentic, darling.
You're booming. Oh my God.
I'm as real as, I don't know, and I become realer and realer every day.
Oh, I am so humbled by God. I am so happy for the success. So for the next, what can we expect from you?
I'm pushing my music, and I do run a security company with my husband. He actually pulled me into this business thing.
I've seen it all of my time. Like, girl, you should see this man's husband. You should see this girl's husband. Like, he's this
man of mine.
Oh, we love them like that.
Yeah. So we running a security company. So I'm now into business. I'm learning, and I was like, why not try it out? And yeah, I'm the director of the company. So I'm hustling very hard. It's new. It's scary, but I love it.
What I love about your husband, by hearing it, is like, he's probably thanking God so much that
He better.
Father, you have answered me by fire.
You are good.
Because he's seeing a side of you that I'm sure he's always wondered, but now it's being displayed.
Yeah.
And now he's pulling you in all these things, so he doesn't feel, not he's never felt alone, but he's feeling like,
yes. And even with my entertainment stuff, he comes with me everywhere I go. Like, everywhere I go. He's like my bodyguard. Everywhere.
I was saying to you that this is how I see mine.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it took, I mean, we've been together for almost 4 years now. And it only started blossoming. The flower only started coming out now, this year. It's been a tough 3 years. It was crazy. And luckily, I think because we both know God, so when one is down, the other would pull the other up. And when I'm down, he would pull me up. So we've always had that teamwork. If I was like, I'm giving up, he would say, no, I'm not going anywhere. And whenever he said he's giving up, I'd say, we happy.
I'm seeing
you're here forever. Yes, it was like that. And now God is just molding both of us. He used to be a very arrogant man. He was so stubborn. He was the worst. Like, when I met him, of course, it was puppy love. I'm speaking into your life, aren't I? When I met him, it was puppy love.
Who's the prophet between you and me?
So when I met him, it was puppy love. Of course, we enjoyed things. And then once I started getting to know him, I was like, God, I don't think this is my guy.
I feel like I want to cry.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think this is my guy. But, you know, there's that inner voice, man, that's like, you're not going anywhere. Like, this is your guy. Like, this is him. And I was like, but arrogant. he doesn't like people, or around people he thinks he's better. I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't.
This is not my portion.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is not my portion, God. Like, yes, I remember I had a dream about, and this was when I was still in my previous marriage. I had a dream, like, I'd always dream about this. I'd be sitting in the front of the church, and my husband would be standing behind the pulpit. And I was like, so back then I was like, my husband's going to be delivered. He's probably saying a testimony. No, God is like, there's your man. That man of God there. That's the one you saw. So whenever we fought and whenever I started seeing his character, I was like, and because as humans, we always think that pastors are these perfect people. You know, when they say you're a prophet, we don't expect you to make mistakes. You are perfect, you are this. So when I started seeing the other side of his, I was like, I don't think this guy's a prophet. He can't be a man of God like this. So then God started showing me who I was and how, he dealt with me first. And while he was dealing with me, he also fixed him. And I think God fixed him through me. Yeah, God needed to fix me first. And then...
Was there a time when there was a breakup, that silent mode where you just don't talk for months?
There was a time where we wanted to go through a divorce. This year. Early this year.
Even in your relationship before you got married?
Yes.
You're separated and then you're just...
Yeah, but the separation would last like 2 days or whatever. I'd move back to my place because I'd visit him, sleep over for a couple of days and then go. Yeah, and he didn't take long to marry me. He literally asked to marry me after 2 months of dating, and I was like, this one wants to kill me, I can't.
Yeah, I am going anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And then I postponed that. I was like, no, I can't. And then 8 months later, we got married. And I thought I made the biggest mistake of my life. I'm like, God, again, I'm going to go through a divorce again. I can't. Yeah, but I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm done. And there came a time where I actually he left the country. He's from Congo. He left, he went to Congo. He went for a month. And that time I was like, whoa. In the beginning I was like, yeah, it's final. Like,
but then it kicks in. And
then I started praying. I started listening to T.D. Jakes. That man, T.D. Jakes, he needs to watch this. He spoke about how a man thinks. And that's when I actually started discovering how bad of a woman I was. Yeah, I was like, I'm really bad. I'm so bad. One thing that I discovered is that we share the same name as God.
Yes.
Who is the helper. The Holy Spirit is a helper. And God says we are the helpers. So I was not helping him. I was actually destroying him. So I was doing the devil's work and then blaming him to say that you are bad, you're a bad man, you're this. Until God started showing me how a man functions and how a man thinks. They don't think like us. We always want them to be our girls, like, no, let's talk, baby. And they don't like talking when they go through problems. They shut down. So God is teaching me about him. Like, this is how a man thinks. When he's like this is what you must do. You help him. You don't destroy him. If he doesn't want to talk, give him that space. Yeah, God is never harsh. Yes. Like, when we're crying, he doesn't come and say, tula manera. He calms you down. So that's our role. That's our role. And I'm still in the process of learning, and I'm enjoying it.
My goodness.
Yeah, I've changed so much. I always used to say that I would date myself. Like, I think I'm the best woman ever. Whoever marries me is very blessed, until God showed me who I really was. And I'm like, okay.
So what I'm discovering in here is that in most cases, when you find your match, you will always send you someone that's exactly like you, your mirror, in order to break. And that's the most frustrating thing ever.
Actually, you're right, because I could see a lot of myself in him. The arrogance, the late coming, like everything, I see it. And I think that's why I get irritated with some of the stuff that he does, because it's in me as well. So he's showing me, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Literally, that's what I was saying. I'm asking because you go through these things, you learn about it, and there's not a lot of women. They see Gabisile on TV, they do this, but now you literally, what I love about this is like you literally undressing and helping women that are, because they think that you are in this role, you don't go through this, but literally this is who I am. This is the authentic me. I am not ashamed to address what has been going through, what I've been going through.
Definitely. And I used to be scared.
And you used to be scared because oh my God, Drum is gonna have a great show. I'm here. Oh, Sunday World is gonna have a field on me, and your
4 children. Yeah, I used to be very scared. I was like, no ways. What's the public gonna say? You're 24, you've got 4 children. Where do they come from? Where's the mom? Where's this? You married again? You got divorced. I was so scared of that, and I was like, no, but my scars are there to heal someone else. So,
our seasons are not the same.
Our seasons are definitely not the same, and there's nothing that God puts you through that you can't come out of, or to not make you a better person. So whenever I see challenges, I'm like, yes, I know you're there, and I know I'm gonna come out stronger.
Because there's a pain where they say pain announces you. I constantly say that because I went through that recently, and it calmed me down. I was literally, like I explained also to do off air, I literally calmed down, and it changes you, because I was even saying to one of the prophets, like, I actually realized, you start loving the person after they take the loving crap out of you. This is supposed to wait. You're not supposed to be talking and be like, you know what, I told you, let pack your stuff and go. But then you realize that, my God.
I like this guy.
Like literally. But that is so great, Gabisile. I'm really, I'm learning from you, and I'm sure there's a lot of women that's listening to the show on this Woman Crush Wednesday. That this is how when you break free from the dungeons, from your, you come out of your box. This is an amazing person that you become, and you can see yourself going further and further and further. So I pray that as we close off that, may God continuously just, he's just displaying you, like he's just displaying you, and it's an amazing journey. It's an amazing journey for you. It's an amazing new season for you.
But what I've discovered is that I'm still in the season of planting. I'm still planting, because I haven't blossomed yet. I know when people see it from the outside, it's like, no, she's making it, and the comments I get, and I'm like, guys, no, not yet. This is nothing. I'm still planting seeds, and it's about to
burst.
Yeah.
Because now you're becoming this bombastic woman. You're in the entertainment industry. You're not just acting and singing whatever. You're now a businesswoman. You're a director of a brand. And sooner or later, you'll be opening up other businesses.
Definitely.
Other businesses. And then you become this powerhouse. So they should literally be so damn afraid. They should be so damn afraid, because I love what your husband literally did just to bring you into this new space.
But it's, sometimes one thing I've discovered is that when your partner tells you to do something, it's very difficult to listen to them. But when someone else tells, and even with the guys, even with the men, your partner, you can tell him something, the very same thing, and he says no, then I come tell him, he'll listen. So I don't know, I think it's the arrogance that we have in relationships, and because like I'm seeing that, like my husband is in so much of my space right now that he gives me advices in how I need to run my music and how I need to.
He's part of it.
Yeah, he is. He's part of everything that I do. Every little thing that I do. Like I said, we go to gigs together. He's like my manager. He's my bodyguard and my manager. When I go on stage, he's there. He's right there. He goes on stage with me. I know, it's crazy, and I love it, and it's something that it's been something I've been praying about, like even before I met him, because it's like my ex-husband. I'd always tell him, like, no, come to my events with me. Let's do this together. Let's go to church together. Kanti, I was praying for him, for my husband, my current husband. So he's doing all of those things, but it didn't start easy. He would tell me, like, what am I gonna do there? It's yours.
He's in the ministry as well.
Yeah, he's a prophet.
Hey, the God said to him, I will show you the things before it has happened. So that's why he said he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he already got the downplay. This is what's gonna go down.
This one is the one.
I'm sure now that's what's happening to you right now. It's like, yo, Yahweh, thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
But another thing that I've learned is that I actually heard this last week when I went to some conference, that everything is a cycle. Everything is a cycle.
Yes.
Seasons come and they go. So as much as we are in our happy season, there's gonna come a season where we fight. And it scares me, but because of wisdom that God puts in me, then I'm like, okay, I should not worry, and there will be a season where we'll be in the darkness. And so that always scares me. But the fact that I heard it at that time, I think God was like preparing me to say that you can't stay at the top forever.
Yes,
you have to come down. Yeah, you have to come down, and you go through winter. You go through times where things leave you. You go through times where you'll shine. You go through darkness. So yeah. So I'm ready for all of that.
How do you handle, just a quick one, being in the entertainment industry and being in ministry with your husband that's a prophet? Because being in the prophetic side, because trust me, that prophetic anointing falls on you too.
Of course.
How do you handle that? Because we know the entertainment industry is no child's play. There's so many things happening in the entertainment industry spiritually that affects people physically.
A lot.
So how do you handle? Because I know when you have to go to certain gigs whereby it's where you're like, this is not for me, but because of work I have to step into it.
There's one thing that I actually saw that God showed me before, when I was actually going through my break in the industry. God was like, you are married to a pastor or a prophet, and yes, people may judge you and say that you go to places where people drink and all of that, but I'm like, we are all God's children. So if it means I'm going to speak the word of God to them there, I'm going to do it. That's what happened. I had a gig last week where people were drinking, people were doing whatever that they were doing, and every night at 12 o'clock I pray.
Let's pray.
And I went on stage at like 10 to 12. And I went on and I was like, whoever follows me knows that at this time I pray. So we're going to sing a gospel song. They sang.
Hey!
What? Yes, they sang. We worship God. I'm like, I'm not going to be afraid to talk about God because you guys are drinking. He's a God that is everywhere. He's a God that loves all of us. So those who follow me on my Instagram or Twitter know that at 12 o'clock I say, let's pray. So we're going to do that right now. And we did it. We sang. I was like, okay, thank you. Then I went off stage and I went home. Yeah, and that's one thing that God actually showed me. God was like, you're going to speak the word of God everywhere you go. It doesn't matter whether there's alcoholics, whether there's people doing this. Christians have made God theirs alone. And who said people that are in clubs, people that are in parties drinking are not of God, or they are not Christians? Because there's a lot of Christians that drink, but we block them like, no, you're drinking so you don't love God enough, or you're having sex before marriage so you don't love God or you don't respect God. So we are too judgmental, and who are we to judge? So we are pushing people away from God instead of bringing them closer. Because when God doesn't even judge us himself, he comes down and he's like, it's okay, let me pick you up, let's try again. So why can't we be like him?
That was an amazing move.
Yeah.
That was a bold move.
I know, and even if it meant that I need to sing the song alone,
it's okay. Because that's your time with him.
Yeah, it's my time with him. So, like I said, I've seen the vision where I'm on stage and I'm talking about God or even singing a song, because I know music brings all of us together. Yes. And I've noticed that at a club, people could be dancing to hip hop or whatever. Once a gospel song comes in, people go crazy.
I emceed an event in Northwest.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my time where I pray.
Yeah.
But I am here emceeing, and I tell you, it was where Ladies Ama, all of these characters were around.
Yeah.
Here's when they played Lion of Judah.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
People they go crazy. So I think we limit God. Yeah, we've put him in church only.
And he's actually coming, he's like, the four walls. Is moving in these events.
He's not a God of. He's not God in church only. He's God everywhere. Like he's omnipresent. He is all over. So why can't we take him all over? So it's us that limit him.
My goodness. Gabisile, thank you so much for coming through and to come and give a side of you.
Yeah.
The authentic side of you.
Yes.
So your next coming up gigs, where can they find you? Where can they...
My next one, what's my next one? On, I think Saturday, this coming Saturday, I'll be judging at some hip-hop, yeah, there. I'll be there. And on the 14th, I'll be emceeing we're launching our church with my spiritual father, so it's going to be crazy there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be emceeing there, and I'm actually, I'm not going to say the other one, because it's not done yet. It was a thought.
So they can just on your social medias.
Social media, I'm Gabisile T on Instagram and on Twitter, and Gabisile Tshabalala on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm on radio every Mondays to Fridays. Salma HD Radio every Mondays to Fridays from 9 to 12.
And that is just booming for you too as well.
Yeah, it's something new, so I'm enjoying it. But I need to move there.
I know.
I need to go to a radio station that is on frequency.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah.
When he says 3 years, he does do exactly what you want.
Exactly.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for coming through, girl. It was a fantastic interview. I know you've got to dash off to your next business meeting, girl.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming through. Well, there we have it. Gabisile Tshabalala, our favorite TV presenter, actor, and also a woman of God. Yes, an authentic woman of God. If you have learned anything from this woman, is to remain authentic. She came out of her box and she decided to do her and to focus on God and to just be herself. And that's what authentic is, to remain and to be yourself. Remember, authentic is like fire. It cannot be burned out. Even if you throw it into the fire, even if you throw gold into the fire, it cannot be burned out. It remains real. It remains true. So this is from me, your host, Carol right here on Divine Women Empowerment Inspirational Talk on our favorite TV channel, which is Global Conference Television. Thank you so much. Until next Wednesday, right here at 8 a.m. Stay in touch.